And welcome to Ultimate Frisbee Australia YouTube channel. We're here for the final game of Friday, the showcase game of the Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships. Simon Tolwood here with Johnny Warren White.
How you doing, Simon?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. It's been a great day of action so far. We've got Ballarat, the local team, versus Hills from the Hills District of Sydney. Ballarat in the blue, Hills in the green and white. And we didn't have much of a turnaround from that last game, so forgive us for the rusty introduction. But Ballarat on offense, Tom Boyle looking for but Monty chases that down. We're going to see a lot of that today, I think. Hannah Monty chasing down those long ones. And Chris Scammell over the top to Monty.
She's an extremely quick girl, Monty. She's very always willing to help out in deep space as well. You always have to be aware of her when you're playing.
Yep. McClay there. Okay. So stoppage there, a pick called with McClay will take the disc with Dallas Jones on the mark. Goes back to Silver. Silver looking deep, but no one's started cutting deep for him, so it goes in short to Black. Black to Janek. And Monty with a huge grab ahead of Lyra Meehan, and Hills strike first with a defensive conversion, 1-0.
Hills are an extremely athletic unit. Really like to use a lot of their players. We played them at regionals, New South Wales regionals, and they worked the disc through everyone, which made them very hard to stop.
And Ballarat quite similar as well. They do run the disc through everyone. Very experienced outfit. Quite a number of players on Ballarat sort of having their first showing of Division 1 Nationals. With I think so out of the team they got, only 8 of them, 8 of their squad of 24 have played a Division 1 event before. So a couple of experienced hands on there, it's like Will Christophson, Pat Thorpe, but a lot of players from Junior Nationals campaigns and Junior Worlds campaigns, and a couple of World Clubs level players as well. So Hills to pull now. Great pull there by Matt Hanna. Christophson to start the offense to Boyle over to Meehan. Running a horror stack, Ballarat, and great coverage from Cushion getting ahead just of her opponent there. Christophson swings wide to Meehan. Man out wide to Tony. Inside to Boyle. Big shot looking for Kelly McLeod. McLeod backs herself and wonderful, just easy 2-footed goal.
Beautiful touch on the throw by Tom Boyle. He's quite the talented player. Just played for the Australian team at under-18s or under-19s World Championships. I think a real talent for the future and one of Australia's big up-and-coming throwers.
Yeah, and a lot of familiarity playing with each other. You sort of find the teams coming from outside capital cities because they've played the bulk of their pickup in their league and their trainings together. The chemistry is just there, knowing who's open and when and who likes to throw, who likes to cut.
And I think you see that in the lack of hesitation that Boyle had for that. Caught it, saw his player going, knew where she wanted to go, launched it straight away. Yeah. Had complete and utter faith in her to pull it down. That's a sign of a tight team.
Yeah. And so Ballarat with their first defensive point of the game. Coach is Pat Thorpe, one of the playing coaches, and Kieran Hudson, non-playing coach. He was lined up to be a player, but suffered an unfortunate injury a week ago, so relegated to sideline coach, or promoted to sideline coach. Fantastic pull there. That's put them deep in their own corner. Look at that. It just rolls out of bounds. But great chase down by Hills will start with the disc with 2-5 Horror, it looks like.
Looks like Ballarat are looking to counter that with a just a straight match defence.
Yeah.
The good matchup of Mian and Monty downfield is something that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Hills working nice and tidy. Monty with Mian on the mark now. Goes up the line to Hudson. Hudson immediately looks to the break side, but no options becoming. Has to go over the top, bombs it. Anto Hagen underneath it, and looking to find Nick Lely at the back there, but I think that was just a high stall count and just had to get rid of it.
Yeah, the Ballarat dump defence was really tight there. There was a couple of down the line opportunities that were just really shut down, forced her into that kind of desperation shot.
Hagen straight through the middle to Scott Ryan. Lear Meehan, completely unmarked, but doesn't like any of the cuts. Finds Lauren Tink. Back to O'Hagan. Hagen's got a couple of very, very deep options. No one near him, but finds the reset to Meehan. Meehan taking her time. Across to Prinsloo. Prinsloo taking his time, finds O'Hagan. O'Hagan definitely putting in the yards. Sends the big backhand looking for Meehan.
This was the contest we wanted.
Oh,
Monty does enough to put Mian off.
Yeah, Monty had to go early. She had no choice there, but it was enough just to put Meehan off her game. Meehan, like 1 or 2 steps inside the back of the end zone there, so didn't have a lot of space to work in, but no, great contest.
Some absolutely fantastic cutting by Anthony O'Hagan as well. Really put in a deep cut to fool his player and turned on a dime and came back towards the disc.
Alicia Hanley to start with the disc now, 64 from goal. Against the 2-5 Horror. Only just 2 cuts coming out of the stack, and great shot going up, looking for Hudson. Hudson takes a nice tidy throw. Looks upfield, not much happening, so has to go back. And puts just a bit too much spice in that, looking for Braden Cheng, puts it straight at his thighs. Geek cuts are flying, and O'Hagan picks it up and sends it, goes low and flat, looking for Ryan, but probably a bit too a hurried throw, and I think the cutters were stationary by the time he was picking it up there, John.
Yeah, Ryan after the initial turn made a quick burst to the end zone. Maybe if O'Hagan had got there sooner, he would have been able to launch it to him. I think by that point, though, it was too late. Braden Cheng got back and made that throw a difficult one for him.
Yeah. So Nick Lely will pick up the disc this time. Right in the corner, 64 from goal. So I don't think it's so much 2-5 Horror, just they're isolating 2 cutters out of a vertical side stack. The dump up the line cut covered, instead goes into Hudson. Hudson looking only upfield, sees Monty. Monty winds up and boosts it. Not quite a goal for Mitch Sutton, but he's right on the doorstep. Wants us to throw the goal, puts a big blade over the top and straight into the lap of Nicholas Lely.
It's a very lovely throw. Knew where Lely was heading. Lely did the old traditional 7 cut, hit the front corner, straight out to the back corner of the end zone. Put it out there on a plate for him.
Yep. Something I've watched a lot of Ultimate today, Jono, and I'm seeing a lot of blades, a lot of those sort of more throws with more vertical on them than horizontal. Once regarded as poor discipline, but now strategic throw of choice.
Yeah, I think over the last few years, it's really become a throw that people have started to practice more consistently. And it's just so fast as a throw that if you can hit it and you've got trust in your teammate to catch it, just puts the defense under so much pressure. They can't get there. Normally that flat throw will sit. Someone might be able to come in and make a defensive play. But that blade, if you throw it properly, it gets there fast and it gets there on the chest.
Yeah. So the drawback is there's much less margin for error. A
Yeah.
sort of flat throw, you can just sort of sit out there and let the defender can adjust based on where it's going, but the blade throws have to be on target.
Looks like it's going to be Alex Gann to pull. Represented Australia at World Beach Championships last year. Probably not much slower on the sand than he is on grass.
Okay. So Ballarat with a quick setup. Thorpe to Jones. Yep, foul called. The Jones are choosing not to play through it. I think he just sort of felt he got a little bit disadvantaged, put off balance by it. So the stoppage is called. Goes inside to Tony. Heads to Boyle. Boyle's got McLeod going deep, but doesn't look at it. Looks at his reset. Goes short to Thorpe. Thorpe looked to go straight back to him, but Thorpe been very conservative. Finds McLeod. Still caught on the sideline. McLeod puts it up. Plenty of people underneath it, but Boyle charged straight through Gann there trying to get it, but I think it sailed over both their heads, so Gann was willing to let that one go. He won't forget it, though. And that's Brandon Lamb, completely unmarked.
Here goes a deep shot.
Great shot. That's going in hot. And Mark McClay did well to get a hand to that, but that was coming in with a bit of sauce on it. And had to just sort of stick the glove out and hope for the best. Otherwise, it was going straight past him.
Comes out of the hand a lot. That catch hits the palm with quite a lot of spin and force, and just bounces off.
Yeah. Ballarat running a horror set. Tony flashes across, but Pat Thorpe, he's seeing Chloe Stacey Shappett all on her own as a result of that poach, but just puts the throw out too wide. I think just needed to put that flat. But Stacey Shappett, that was good by her. I think it was Branda Lamb, her opponent, really poached in on that cut from Tony, and so she just took off deep immediately.
Yeah, it looks like the Hills team have tried to poach off a couple of the Ballarat ladies, and Ballarat are happy to work through them and make it work.
Yeah. Gamothy around, and I don't think Scammell thought that was to him.
I think it was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
Scammell thought it was swinging.
Pat's got Tony going deep, sends it flat. But again, Thorpe just puts it. Tony bids anyway, and I've seen a few women's teams talk about this in the past, that they encourage players to bid no matter what, even if you don't think you've got a chance of it, because it just gets you in the mindset of just taking that chance regardless. So the times when it is a viable bid, it's in your head just to do it. But she's slow to get going, but takes a few of the undercuts. And big backhand fake, but resets to Gann. Gann crossfield to Ant Dow, but leaves it for Scammell. That one is to Scammell. Scammell, big lefty flick. Mark McClay all on his own. Tries to knock for the goal, but it's just outside the line. It just goes in short to Lamb. Yep. So another break to Hills. The score 3-1. So I think our production crew will just fix up that score. I think they've got Ballarat as 3 and Hills as 1, but the score very much is the other way around. Hills 3, Ballarat 1. So Hills come into this tournament carrying the top seed, having won the New South Wales State Championships recently. They've had an interesting season battling with Crank, actually. I don't know if you've played many lead-up tournaments with them. Both.
Well, I played New South Wales Regionals. We met them in the final there. Very tight, contested match. They came away with a 2-point victory, I think. 2 or 3 point victory.
1.
1 point
Yep,
victory.
1 point.
Shows you it was closer than I even thought. But no, it was a great battle. I think it surprised a few teams along the way. But I know that we played them as well at ACT Championships and got one back against them, though I wasn't there.
Yep. So Hills, the core of this team competed last year as Hills Youth, and finished 11th at Div 1 Nationals, but come back with a much stronger team. They've got a scattering of experienced players or two, mostly Ant Dowell, Amanda Hudson, and Alicia Hanley as well, but mostly young players. Hagen looking deep, but just puts a nice undercut. Leah Cushion with the contested grab back to O'Hagan. O'Hagan getting busy this game. And puts it out in front of Leah Cushion again, but
looks like it could be a foul.
I think foul call there. Pretty clear contact that affected the catch there. I'll have a discussion, and good defensive pressure there by Cheryl Lou Hing, but yeah, I think that's the outcome is going to be an uncontested foul, which means that it'll be... Yeah, so Cushion will start with the disc right on the goal line.
Don't get beaten to the cone!
The set of a one-on-one, but goes backwards to Thorpe. And Thorpe just goes in short to O'Hagan. Busy point from O'Hagan.
Yeah, very busy. He's got a very, very fast first couple of steps, O'Hagan. He's able to create that separation from his defender with just a quick explosion off the mark. Helps him in his give-go movement, in particular as a handler. Likes to make a downfield pass and then just burst through looking for that quick little give-go.
Yeah. That was a great point by Cushion as well. Helped progress the disc downfield just with some excellent cutting and good solid catching under a lot of heat as well, under a lot of pressure from Lou Hing.
Now, last D point Ballarat had, they came down just in match defence. Do you reckon they're going to try that again?
Yeah, I reckon they'll stick with it. Like there's been no breeze to speak of earlier in the day. There was a little bit this afternoon, but as the sun's setting, it's dropped right off and it's very still. So any teams that are trying zone with the view of just halting up a team's throws, it's going to have a hard time doing that because I don't think anyone's throws are really going to be affected by this wind. But maybe a transition just to stop any sort of pull play reception.
Having said that, I haven't really seen Hills have any sort of real pull play reception as yet. It's just they like to get the disc moving through their cutters.
Yeah, they play fairly organically, have sort of a structure, and just as we say it.
And come out with his own. It'll be interesting to see if they hold this for the whole way.
But Hill's just easy, just comfortably heading over the top, and Graham putting pressure on that, but Hanley just had position. And that's Mitch Sutton just controlling the pace of the offense, but just throws over the top, and too comfortable by Hills there.
Easy as you like. I'm not, as you said before, the wind isn't up high. For those who don't know what we're talking about with the zone, we're talking about sitting 3 or maybe even 4 players around the disc with less players downfield to guard. Very good in windy conditions when it makes a throw, where the throws are harder. With the still conditions, it's not something that you can't give a good thrower that sort of time and space.
Yep. Throwers can throw just what they want, and as we see, plenty of throws have gone over the top. A few defenders have been caught in 2 minds when the disc gets behind that cup. But I think they might have just tried it just to see how it went. I'd be surprised if they stuck with it. Do you reckon Hills have got their own?
That's what I was just thinking about. Often you see one team throws a zone, the other team goes right through it, and they think, you know what, we'll throw our zone right back at you. See how you like it, guys. Having said that, having played against Ballarat teams for my whole career, they are normally very good against a zone.
Yeah. Given that it's almost always windy in this town, I think we've caught one of the 4 windless days of the year. So all these kids will have grown up knowing nothing else but throwing upwind. But looks like they're just going to stick with match. And given it's 4 women at this point, they're going with what we've seen a few teams doing today. The three men on the field playing back, and 3 women starting deep, and all the Hills cutters starting deep of their player. Tony coming across the lateral cut, nice easy throw from Jones. Meehan winds up, looking for McLeod, and that's over the top. It's too much on it.
I liked the look though.
Yep.
If that throw had come out flat and to this near sideline end zone, that would have been a very easy catch. That was definitely a kind of looked like a set play. The two girls on the other side went straight deep, and Tony just came straight across into that space.
Yep. And that takes advantage of the Hills players starting behind. So Scammell will start with the disc. An inside shot there, but Farrat scooped it off the ground, but did she get a clean hand underneath it? I think she's just asking for some other opinions. I think a couple of Ballarat players, and she agrees. Yep, seems reasonable. So puts it down, and so Ballarat take another shot. Boyle picks up the disc for a quick restart, but I think these cutters took a moment to realise that plays live. Hagan and Boyle working together, the 2 Thunder teammates from the Aussie under-20 team. Cushion coming right in, well open. Boyle has to just take the shot over the top, looking at me, and I think high stall count there, John.
Yeah. I'm not entirely certain what the Ballarat team's dump look there was. They seemed to leave Boyle twice. Both of them were there. They went away. He looked back. No one was there, so he had to look downfield again. I'd like to see them kind of hold that formation, give him someone that he can hit consistently.
Yeah. So Scammell to restart the offense for Hills. Great opening cut there from Betty Tan, but clears room for Monty. Just dumps to Gann. They're always looking to attack the break side with their throws, and there we go. That throw gets out to Scammell. Monty just points, says, "Put it up for me," but McClay gets it at the end. So Monty does the old 7-cut, switches again, but McClay looks it off, and there we go. Goes up to Monty now. Bit of a contest for it, and
Comes down with a lovely grab.
Mia made a go of it, but as we see again there, Monty just camped underneath it. It's definitely to your advantage if you're facing the disc and you get to you're planted underneath it already, whereas the defender has to run with their hand over their head, keeping an eye where you are. There's just too many factors to play for them, and you can make a better go of it. But Monty, I think, with their second goal of the game.
That's twice. You were talking about how Hills are always looking to attack that break side.
Yep.
That's actually twice, maybe even 3 times now. I've seen McClay be the shot, the option downfield once they do break it. Maybe Ballarat have to have a think. I haven't really seen him cut under for the disc yet. See what happens if you're going to maybe sit behind him, push him up towards the disc, see what he can do with the disc in hand. If he's not going to hurt you with the disc in hand, then don't let him beat you deep.
Yep. Yeah, very hard to sort of do that effectively though, because it generally needs to be achieved through switching almost. But yeah, hard to do effectively, but definitely something they'll think about. So the pool goes up. Score 5-2 now in Hills' favour. Very quick game. Not messing around between points.
We haven't really seen too many blocks.
No. That's Ryan. The wide shot. Has a look in field and goes, spots up McLeod. McLeod looking forward and goes inboard to Jones. And puts it out wide, looking to Ryan. Ryan put the work rate in, but Lely cleans that up with a fantastic catch block. Gets the start again with Janicek. To Sutton. Sutton to Black. Black looking deep at the end zone, but no one's cutting there and puts it straight through the hands of Dow. Uncharacteristic mistake there from Dow. Ballarat restart quickly. Jones
Puts another one up.
shoots deep and McLeod gets that. Cushion's on her own. Does she shoot? No. Decides to keep it short. Ryan gets the reset, puts it out to Thorpe. Bit shaky, but Thorpe looks inboard. Doesn't like the cut from Cushion coming straight at him because it is a difficult throw. Ryan again. Covering some territory at this point. Cushion immediately looks to the dump. Thorpe eventually finds space. Hasn't got a reset, so he's going to have to shoot at the end zone. And finds Cushion. Cushion out wide. Some great work rate by everyone on Ballarat then.
Yeah, Cushion in particular and McLeod, both continually presenting midfield unders or options towards the disc that just allow their handlers to keep the disc alive, keep the disc attacking from different angles. And really, I think Hills are going to have to do something about those two girls.
Yeah. So the score 5-3 now in favour of Hills. I think Ballarat they're really enjoying themselves. I think that it wasn't unexpected that they qualified for this. They were definitely one of the better teams at the Victorian Championships, but the way they just marched straight into the top 3, they had a very tight quarter final against Wyndham Ultimate, and then just put them into the top 4, and then they faced Meraki in the semi-final, and that was a bit of a convincing defeat by Meraki, but then when they faced Project Lad in the bronze medal game, I think Project Lad went into that game a little bit complacent, feeling that they were the clear third rank, but then they'd also had just come off a very tough game against Calypsquid. They lost that one Universe Point in sudden death, and Ballarat just took advantage of their weakened mental state and just rampantly run home over to qualify for Div 1. And it's not the first time Ballarat's made Division 1 mixed nationals before, but it's been, I think, about 7 years since we've had a team from Ballarat at this level. But definitely a new generation of players that have all been playing together since the last 5 years. So ever since they were in their sort of early to mid-teens, and all hitting maturity now. And
it's quite interesting because their opponent is quite similar, as you were saying before. They were Hills Youth last year.
Yep.
So it's really kind of maybe even we're seeing a bit of a battle of the future.
Yeah.
Here, this could be a budding rivalry for the years to come at mixed nationals.
Let's hope so. Of course, the champions for the last 3 years, Frisky. After coming off a World Clubs campaign that did quite well, they opted not to go around in the domestic mixed season. Took a bit of time off, and so sort of left a bit of a vacuum in terms of who's going to be the most fancy team at the tournament.
Well, I know in New South Wales regionals in particular, the difference between 1 to 6, number 1 team was Hills in the end, and the number 6 qualifying team was CAF, who we've seen beat a couple of teams today and really put in some strong efforts.
I think the format of the tournament is with 2 pools of 8 just means that there's going to be a lot more competitive games, with a lot more games mattering as well. There's no in terms of placing. So here we have Hanley and Dow, and I think that's Sutton over there working together. Dow just sends it, looking for Braden Chang, but there's heaps of numbers underneath it, and that's Andrew Cox collecting it at the back there. Hagen to Boyle. Ball's got a deep shot.
Space.
He puts it up. Nice floaty shot there. Cox underneath it. Cox playing at both ends and puts it out in front to Ash Smith.
Collects the double stats for that one. The big defensive effort. Got there to help out his teammate. And then shot himself long. Took a nice grab and had the patience and the kind of peace of mind to slot the little gap through.
I think that's two of these players, two of the players linking up there, having never played a Div 1 or a national event before. Cox has been irregular for Ballarat at Division 2 nationals in the open season. Ash Smith, very new to the sport, only took it up this year and had a pretty immediate impact. But just smart play from the two of them, just knowing where to be, when to be. But Cox MVP at that point, collecting the block, collecting the huck, and throwing the goal.
Once again, I'm just impressed with the touch that Boyle puts on his long shots. It's very easy to absolutely throw one out the back of the end zone when you've got the power that he does. But he just seems to have just the right amount of spin and touch on the disc to sit it in an advantageous position for his cutter.
He just sized up Matt Hanna where he was compared to his defender and just thought, right, just put it out of his reach and just landed in the lap of Cox. And Cox never stressed about that at all. So Hagen with the pull. Nice floaty pull, and I think
it looks like they're setting up in some form of split stack.
Yep. Oh, flat stack. Monty's free. And the shot's going to come off surely. Oh no, it just goes in the middle again.
Layout on the mark by Hagen.
Lamb, Brandon Lamb wearing a bit of a hit by Scott. Very apologetic though, but play continues. And Gann collects the goal.
And interesting one there. Everyone seemed to stop. I'm not entirely sure. And if every single person on the field stops, does that constitute a stoppage?
Well,
I'm always confused at this point.
It's only if there's a call made.
That's true.
But,
yeah.
Lamb just toughened up and got on with it. Scott, apologetic straight away. Contact made and just said, "Look, I'm sorry about that." But Lamb's just going, "No, I'm tough enough. I'm just going to wear it and keep going."
Yeah, it was a great grab under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So that was the first real pull reception play we've seen from Hills.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit worried, but Ballarat were able to pull a couple back on them in the last few points. So they set up 3 players on the field nearest to us on the sideline, and they put 2 on the other side, and they did the old traditional flood play. The front 2 just went straight across, and Monty came up from the back straight into that space.
They've run that off stop this a couple of times. I think it was a bit of a misdirection. I think Ballarat was setting themselves for the 2 on the far side, not expecting action to happen from the 3 closest to us.
Well, the disc was right in front of them, which is often not where you want to throw.
No. Yeah. Monty was giving an easy under. I thought attacking that poor catch.
And he's taken his hat off.
Nope,
serious. Must be business time.
Yep. Gets the reset. He stacks a long way away, but they all come screaming under. But he's just gone, bombed it, looking for Boyle, and Boyle's got this.
Oh, Scammell made a great effort at the end. He's got very long arms. Almost able to get a fingertip to that and knock it away.
Yep.
So close.
I think Boyle had no choice but to say, well, he's either going to get this or not. I can't do anything about it. I'm just going to wait and see. But
Scammell shaking his head as he walks off the field.
Having himself out, I missed that. But no, Ballarat, they're playing with an energy. Like, they know that they haven't really put any pressure on themselves. Knowing that they're coming in against the first seed, I think they've gone, look, we're the underdogs. Whatever we can get off them is great. So they're coming to this tournament just happy to get experience and exposure for their younger players to play at this level to help sort of keep growing the club.
And you can tell they love playing with each other.
Yep.
They're never really, if a bad throw happens or a drop or something like that, they don't seem to get angry or shake their head, or they just get on with it. Let's play some D.
Good effort. That was fun. And I think Hills are a bit the same. I think. Maybe we should learn something from these young teams, Johnny. Maybe.
I think so. It's definitely a different generation coming through from when I've started.
Yeah. Maybe we just mix with the wrong people.
Yeah.
Well, that poor. Jeez. Oh no, that's going back.
Coming back. Should have just bricked it by the looks of it.
Yeah. But they'll have their D set, and again they've got this 2 players isolated. And
looks like the same play. Gans come into that space.
Yep. And
he takes a shot.
Straight up, and
Chang turns around.
Oh, Chang, that was a great grab. And I think that was Lely. No, not Lely at the back. That was Matthew Hannah.
Yeah.
For goal.
Who I actually think was the original intended target.
Yeah, I think
Chang turned around and saw it there. As we always tell new players when they come in, if you see the disc and you can catch it, you got to go and catch it.
Tell you what, Andrew Cox, he thought he had that block. He thought, I'm in prime position here. That is mine. Wanted to get his second block for the day, but flew early, and of course Matthew Hannah was able to change direction and take off while Cox was still in the air. But you got to bid for those. You think you got a chance? You got to go.
Very nice grab by Chang on further watching.
Yeah.
Snatched a very quick one after turning his head.
Yeah.
And then had the patience. Nice touch on his throw to put it out into space for Hannah.
So the sun's setting behind us here. The lights are on. The main oval here at Marty Bush Reserve at Sebastopol.
I'd like to see Hills throw something different here with a look. See if they can get another break. It doesn't have to be a zone as much as maybe just a bit of a junky or poachy look where they sit other people off the disc.
Yeah. Match, but again they're just pushing under. Floaty pull there, and Monty gets enough on it.
Monty, lovely D.
Yep, there's way too much float on that throw from Thorpe there, and so
Sutton comes to pick up the disc, one of the main throwers for Hills.
Hills with a chance to take half here.
Mark McClay's come up into that space.
Yeah, Boyle's pushing him under like you were talking about earlier. Goes to the reset. The stack very deep, but they all come streaming under. Scammell, great catch. And puts a big windy throw out. Lots of numbers underneath that. Who's got position? Who's got it?
Lely just comes down. Original intended target. Everyone jumped into him, stuck his hand up and grabbed it.
I back McClay to come in over the top there, but Lely takes that cleanly and
big
fantastic grab. Yeah,
big pack. Boyle's pushing back into him, trying to trying to create some contests?
Yeah.
Or Hagen underneath?
No, just held his space well, held his position, and took the catch. And that takes a very quick scoring game. We're at the half inside, just over 35 minutes. But we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with the second half in a few minutes.
If we're ever in a situation where we're not rolling out a certain sort of cultural circus, then we're not doing our job properly.
And welcome back to the second half. We've just ticked over 41 minutes, so still plenty of time to play. And it's Hills up 8 to Ballarat 5. Simon Talbot here with Johnny Warren White.
How are we doing, Simon? Ready for a fun and exciting second half?
Yep, so we're fully under lights here. The atmosphere has changed a bit, and we're in full showcase game mode. Braden Cheng winds up, but he just
has a bit of a travel along the way.
Travel any further, he'll end up in the car park. But no advantage going, so no one called anything.
I think he actually got his feet stuck there going for that huck.
He gets it back now. It's Farrat there on the side. Looks to Lamb. Lamb all on her own. Winds up the backhand. Throws a jump ball with a couple of plays underneath it, but that's Ash Smith.
Ash Smith just took the space from Hannah, who was in front of her. Did a really good job.
Yep.
And here we have O'Hagan again, kind of controlling this offense for Ballarat.
Yep. It's Gabby Cunningham playing it nice and close, but it gives them the easy reset. Smith getting it done. Throws a no-spin pass back to Cunningham.
Oh!
Great layout D from
Cheng comes flying over the shoulder.
Yeah, Ryan. Ryan just pulled up. I think he just cut too close to Cunningham there. Great big throw by Alicia Hanley.
And puts it through to Cheng, who puts it then to Lamb for the goal.
Yeah. Hills.
Awesome 30 seconds of play by Brandon Cheng.
Yeah. Makes up for that travel earlier.
Yeah.
But, I think Ballarat the cuts just came in way too close to the throwers. It doesn't leave the throwers any room to work with. When you sort of set your throwers up, you do most of your throwing drills a good 10, 15 metres apart, then all of a sudden you're thrown into a game and trying to throw 3 or 4 metre passes. There's just not enough room to sort of work properly and not enough time, so...
They also said O'Hagan had the disc there and his dump was sitting within 3 metres next to a sideline.
Yep.
I'd love for her to just go around the other side, set herself up in that break space so that they can attack different angles of the field from there. He had to throw it to her and then she was just trapped on that line. Luckily she had Smith coming up hard for her, but if she hadn't had that, then she would have just been trapped right on the sideline.
And I think that's just an experience thing, John. I think Gabby Cunningham, is another one of their sort of brand newies. Just sort of playing at this level, that kind of thing sort of gets exposed for the first time. I'm sure she'll learn from it. Realise, okay, she'll watch this back, listen to us tearing into her. She'll learn.
I mean, having said that, she's still there providing the option that
absolutely
that her handler needed. So
good safe resets are required, and Lyra and Tara working together. Don't see many brother and sister combos in mixed nuts anymore, but that throw goes over the top of Thorpe.
And Hannah Monty recognising has gone straight to the end zone. Meehan's gone to the opposite way.
Yeah, putting her hand up saying, why aren't you throwing it to me yet? It's because no one's at the disc yet. But this time Lely picks up.
Meehan here now guarding a male from the Hills team. Saw a lot of this. We're seeing a lot of this in Ultimate at the moment.
Tarrant Meehan just couldn't get his hand over the shoulder, and Lely with the handy throw. I'm just going to reference Lely a couple of throws ago did throw a no-look backhand. I think it's worth noting. I don't want that to go ignored. But the cut there from Janisek coming, Farrat coming basically through the middle of the stack, and McLeod having to pull up and avoid a contact there. So
the old no-look backhand.
Yeah. The disc will stay with Farrat just because Kelly thought, even though it pulled up, Farrat would have got it anyway, so we'll just stay with her. And she gets a nice give-go option. Farrat puts the afterburners on and takes the goal.
Yeah, very nice movement. Hit Lily on the upwards thing and struck straight for that end zone. Lily had the foresight and the vision to hit her in that space.
And I think we're really going to see the depth of the rosters come into play here. So just looking at just on paper, I think Hill's roster runs deeper when you sort of get down to, like, if you were to rank the players, once you get down to sort of 15, 16, 17 through to 20th player, I think those players are going to be a class above Ballarat's bottom end players. Again, that's just experience. I think Hill's players have had just a bit more exposure to top level Ultimate. Ballarat, like I said, this is just their sort of, I guess, a relaunch of terms. This is the first time in 7 years that they've been to the Division 1 mixed tournament. And, yeah, like I said, they do have a bright future ahead of them. And this will be a learning exercise for them. They'll be able to identify their weaknesses, know what they're going to go away and work on over the summer, and come back stronger next year. So, not to say that they're out of this game, John. It is a 5-goal advantage, but there still is a lot of time.
Yeah, I'd like to see Boyle get into the field for this point. And it looks like he's going to do it straight away. I think he's most dangerous when he's cutting. He's got good athleticism and great throws. So teams don't know what to take away from him. Oh, Scammell reads that better than Boyle.
Yeah, I think Boyle tried to pull out of that cup, but the throw had already gone. And Dow
it's to Dow. Oh, McLeay. So McLeay tries to keep it in, but bobbles it.
Few too many goes at it. So Jones with the restart. Straight at the feet of that's Ellie Cushion there, I think. No, that's Evans. Mel Evans, yeah. Puts it at the feet of Anton Hagen. Can't control it. Was under immense pressure there from Xavier Black. And this is going to be is that Ferrat there, I think? So, sorry, I should just acknowledge we are half behind a tinted window here in the commentary booth, and now that the sun's gone,
to see.
We have lost sight of half the field. I think we'll just have to hang our head out the window, Johnny. What do you reckon?
I think so.
Oh, here we go. This is way better.
So that takes Hills to 10-5 or 11-5? 11-5. So they're starting to pull away now.
Yeah. They've really locked on the defence and just not letting Ballarat move the disc off the stop this situation. And I think what Ballarat needs to do, they would want to try and get the disc going, moving quickly off the pull. If I were Hills at the moment, I would be deliberately making sure the pull lands and rolls out of bounds to force them to play off and stop this situation every time.
Definitely a tactic that a lot of teams will use,
Yep.
particularly when they feel confident in what their defence is doing.
Yep.
I agree. I think Ballarat really need to get this disc moving. I'd like to see them maybe move into an sort of an isolation play, kind of sit 3 handlers back, sit 3 cutters on one side, and isolate maybe someone like Boyle or Meehan. Let him go to work.
I think Boyle will play outfield again because they've got Lira Meehan and Will Christopherson to work back. So Paul goes down the middle of the field. Tarrant and Lira Meehan working together.
It looks like Hills have gone back to a junky look.
Yeah, they're going to force him over the sideline. And Ballarat's wings are very, very, very deep, drawing the Hills wings well out of the play, which is smart. Ball's about 50 metres away from the disc at the moment, but definitely a threat. Oh, nice sneaky move through by Thorpe. Wants to get it back off Meehan, but Meehan content just to wait for the space to open up.
Boyle comes up from back in the end zone.
Yeah.
Cheeky little throw over the top to Meehan.
Here we go, they broke
Other
through
Meehan.
now. Lira Meehan looking for McLeod.
McLeod. And you can see Monty upset there. Thought she might have had a play on that. It was a lovely throw though. Right into the perfect space for her to run onto. Didn't give Monty a chance.
Yeah, it had to be a pinpoint pass, but yeah. Man, just stood deliver when they kept it nice and flat too. Never went more than about 3 meters off the ground. And McKelly pretty happy with herself that she got that
Got the goal. Monty with a double foot stomp. Show her disapproval.
Like we mentioned before, like Ballarat, like as much as we joke about it, the weather here is almost always ordinary, and so players learn from a very early age how to play against the zone. And so throw them against the zone in conditions where they get to throw whatever they want. And you saw their wings were 40 to 50 metres deep of the disc, just knowing that they had that under space to come into. And as soon as that throw went through the cup to Meehan, the first throw went to Tarrant Meehan, all their wings busted under. Then of course the next throw came into Meehan, bang, space is deep, off they went. So The wings, I think it was McLeod, I think Tink was the other wing. I think they played that very, very well.
And O'Hagan with the pull.
This is a very young line. Most players, I think, exception of Cox and Prinsley, I think they're all probably under 21 years old.
Future of Ballarat.
Yeah.
Maybe hoping a bit of youthful exuberance will get them a block.
Yep, they've got a zone set up
They've
here.
kept the zone on.
Yep. Hills content to swing back and forth, make Ballarat do the work. Big hammer coming across. Cox, how's it going? Not quite. Lely takes his time, wants to go across field, sends the backhand out to Matt Hanna. He's got two handlers back. I know that Hanley is playing close to the disc as an easy reset, but they're going big, wide swings.
Happy to keep the width of the field. And there it is, it opened up.
Yeah, space up in the middle.
Sutton with the disc.
Oh, Smith makes a good go of that, but that's Janicek, I think. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, nice backhand break through the gap and puts
Lely straight through the middle.
Had three options to shoot at there. Just giving up that one break throw in a zone can just open up the options so much.
Yeah, Lely really had his choice of targets then.
Yep.
Ballarat zone scrambling to cover as much as they could.
Ballarat did quite well with that zone here. They basically took away easy flowing disc movement and forced that over the top shot. But again, what we saw is the wings for Hills really dropped like 40 to 50 metres away from the disc, and the deeps went with them. Both the deep and the wings went with them, which meant this opened up the middle of the field. What you'd want to try and do is maybe just have one person drop back, but think that to get it to a uncontested, that's a 50-metre throw to a stationary target. Now, that's going to hang in the air a long time, and you can make up that ground. So even if those deep threats do go,
the deep defender in that case is also a lot of the time is baiting that throw. They'll come further up the field, but with an eye knowing that they can turn and bust to go help out on that, and they'll kind of bait you. I'll give you a bit of space. Let's see if you can make the perfect throw. Yeah. And often you can't, and the defender gets there and makes a big play.
And again, with the pull. Great pull. That's going to put them deep back in their own end zone. Ryan with the catch there. Boyle playing behind the disc again. But yeah, Lyra Man comes straight back under. She's dragged Monty out with her and sends the disc up. And
just as she wound up, then Ryan turned and came up.
Ryan up at a discipline cutting there by Ryan to head out and come under. But as soon as he took those few steps, Lyra Man's he's off.
Yeah, and he had space too. So that's just a connection error.
Yeah.
Happens as you get tired. And fourth game of the day. These guys.
Scammell just takes the easy reset there
to Gann. Ooh, Tony almost gets the D.
And McLeod
comes through.
And,
Don't think
Lu
Hing had the disc there completely closed. She had her hand on it, but not didn't have her full hand around it.
Boyle takes the one-time shot straight away, looking for Emily or Tony, but apologetic. And like we said, they're still all smiles. They're like, that was a good shot.
Yeah,
they're encouraging.
They're happy to play D now.
Yeah.
And I think that's a sign of a team that's happy with its culture, happy with what it's achieving.
Yeah. Happy with the vibe.
Yeah. Which is always great to see.
Yeah.
Very nice cut by De Silva.
Yeah.
Good footwork.
That's a great throw as well, up the line.
Scammell to De Silva.
I've seen a lot of De Silva this game, but I think we'll sort of see him a lot in the next few points. It's more field time. Great shot, heading up to Monty. Can she reel it in? Oh, no!
What an interesting choice of catching.
Yeah,
the one-handed swipe instead of the clap catch.
Went to scoop it in. Tarami and shoots. Boyle. Is he going to get there?
Is he going to get there?
Get there, Tom!
He's got there!
It's in the goal.
Oh,
he's done it.
That was a massive lay. Full fully horizontal.
Said it again.
Oh, and
the bounce.
inches.
That I think his first contact with the ground was with the hand he caught it with. So see if we got a close-up shot. This comes in. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
Who's that?
Well,
91? What have you done to us?
we know.
But no, even that wide angle shot, that was amazing rundown by Tom Boyle. That's got to be play. That's got to be play of the day.
That's the best play. That's the best play I've seen all day.
And to be able to get up and just flip it over the top straight like that, like with the heart rate going at a million miles an hour after taking a catch like that, and just landed in McLeod's lap.
Really showing his will for the disc there.
Yeah. So that puts it to 12-7, with Hills still in front. Ballarat not content to roll over and just sort of finish off, see out the clock there.
And again, Boyle took off deep, and his player had no compunction, just launched it up to him. I'll trust you to get there.
Yeah.
Jones with the pull.
Good chase down from Bonahoy.
Hannah goes to Dow.
Down even bothering with a pivot.
Yeah, haven't seen too much of Dow yet. I think he's happy to.
Top. Here we go. That shot goes up.
Sutton puts it up to Cheng.
Is that going to stay in bounds?
Is it going to stay in bounds?
Yep.
Yeah.
Does well.
Drags his feet very nicely.
Yep. And yeah, the Ballarat deep just caught there in two minds. I think that was Dallas Jones just couldn't cover both. Shot had to go to one or the other. That's 13-7 to Hills, I believe. That's what I've got on my notes. Our scoreboard says otherwise. Yep.
Be changed.
Official confirmation there that the score is 13-7. Looks like we will get to 15 pretty quickly, but that's what we like to see. Good, fast, flowing ultimate.
Yeah. I was thinking at half-time, I haven't seen too many big highlight plays yet, but we've had a few in this half. Great layout D by Cheng. Tom Boyle's big layout bid just then. It's been good to see.
Yeah. No, all day we've had some great ultimate, and this is just day one, just the pool play. Imagine what we've got lined up for the rest of the weekend. So for those following the tournament, tomorrow there's more pool play. We've got some great games lined up, and then the last game of the day will be the pre-semi, the crossover between second and third from the pools, with a chance to go top four on Sunday. Boyle to field the pull. Oh, first pass cut off there by Mark McClay.
Oh, Will Christopherson.
Monty is gone. She has flown towards the end zone, but not looked at. And then,
Unluckily.
again, just a bit too casual with the throw. Just sort of assumed it would reach the target without putting too much focus on the placement. Pat Thorpe wants to shoot, doesn't. Boyle wants to shoot,
Boyle
does.
wants to shoot. Puts it up to his teammate.
Oh!
Can comes flying out of nowhere, and O'Hagan sticks the left paw up. Just snatches it out of the air.
Yeah, 2-on-1 and just, again, just doesn't quite get fingertips to it. Rides the bump.
Oh, unbelievable catch.
I mean,
good body control as well.
Ballarat not content with just throwing nice backhand 5-metre throws for goals. Again, another one for the highlight reel.
What I came here for.
Oh, big highlight plays. It's a traditional Ballarat way.
That was, for a right-hander, that was a great catch with his left hand. Took the body contact, stuck his left mid out, just stuck it.
And just, I think he just sort of judged. He thought, well, I'm just going to go up just in case Gann doesn't get to it. I thought, if he misses, this is what's going to happen here. Because I've seen a lot of end zone drops happen because receivers think, okay, the defender might get a finger on this, so I'm going to try and read the tap. But, no, just great reflexes by O'Hagan there.
So what are Hills going to come out with now? We've got Lely, Sutton.
I reckon they'll probably default to this. I'll go back to this split stack play they've been doing. Go back to what you know.
Yep.
Go back to the bases. Looks like that's
And
what they're setting up.
looks like
Yep.
it's exactly what they're setting up.
Yep.
So Janicek, if this was... Oh, no, they've just gone with it.
Yep. Oh, great bit there.
Decided to go with something else. Sutton puts it up to Cheng. Ryan gets in there. Oh, but it can't be.
Two Cheng's advantage.
Yep.
Nice and easy.
Ryan made a good play to get there, but very hard when it's trailing over your shoulder like that.
Yeah, this second half has just become a shootout, John.
Yeah, it has become. I think the legs are tired,
Yeah.
and when the legs are tired, the undercuts sort of dry up, and if you can go long, the throwers will think, let's get this point over and done with.
Yeah. And the perfect condition, there is no breeze at all. It's completely died off since the sun's gone down. Great conditions for ultimate. It's like chilly. I wouldn't call it warm, but somewhat mild. The players will definitely have worked up a sweat running around out there. But no, fantastic conditions for a game full of highlights. But, I think this potentially could be the last point. Hills only need, I think that is 14-8. We'll get official confirmation shortly. Our count is 14-8, but if it is, then that's potentially the game for Hills, should they convert this break. I can see Ballarat just taking another shot, maybe getting one more on the scoreboard, and then just sort of see where they can throw at the defence, try and hit double figures.
Yeah, see if they just go straight for the one-shot look as well.
I think they'll have acknowledged by now that the game's beyond the reach, but they want to finish with an effort they can be proud of. I'll tell you what, I think they can be very proud of this game, the way they've played tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. They've really taken it to them at certain times. It's been, as you said, kind of maybe just a lack of experience that's hurt them the most.
Tink, great under pressure. She's gone deep. She's got 10 metre separation. Boyle shoots. Lauren Tink, all on her own.
All on her own. A great cut. Set up closer to the disc. Pulled her defender underneath her, and then just saw Boyle and went long.
Lauren Tink, former Australian representative player, played on the Barramundis a couple of years ago, but since took up a teaching job in Conniva, which is about 4 hours drive from here. So
yeah, on the way drove through there on the way from Adelaide.
So
very, very nice. I'm not sure if it's Conniva or Neil. One of those two towns is always has the tidiest town in Victoria sewn up, I think. They've always got signs up for it. You win it year after year. I'm not too sure which one it is.
But don't think she attended many trainings, but still she spent a bit of time with Ellipsis, and so has a fair bit of chemistry with Emilia Tony and Kelly McLeod. And those guys working together can.
Lyra Meehan as well.
Lyra Meehan, yeah. So Pat Thorpe still calling the line, still wants to maintain the intensity here, but yeah, fairly wide age range on this team. Meg Graham is on the line, only I think 15 or 16. Recent won the gold medal with Victorian girls team at Australian Youth Ultimate Championships, and now straight into the senior ranks of Ultimate. And holds her own. She does play very good defence. Oh,
quick little turn.
Haven't seen many of them. Just uncharacteristic. Just overcooked the throw a little bit. Put a bit too much on it, and I think the receiver was just a bit flat-footed there. And so Ballarat on the doorstep with a chance to get a break back. And Pat Thorpe with a high release, but
is that McLeod?
Yeah, McLeod just I think she'll be cursing under her breath. We talk about the positivity, but I think that.
There is a deep. That was a 60-metre deep cut
Tony,
into a 30-metre undercut.
The legs, the wheels on that cut, and Tony was right with her the whole way. O'Hagan,
lovely D by O'Hagan.
Knew he couldn't get a full hand to it to catch it, but just pushed it out of bounds. That's smart play. Didn't just go for the big swipe. Just sort of, if I could just nudge it so it lands out of bounds, that's enough. So Thorpe with another chance. They're calling a set play. I've heard this one. It's a side stack, and they're going to isolate. I think
it's O'Hagan.
Yeah. The deep cut will come from. There we go. Deep cuts come from Tink, but the shot can't come off cleanly. Oh no, sorry, from McLeod. Cox under a fair bit of heat. Pat gets open, sends it out top. Emilia Tony, the disc is behind her. Oh! And that was I think it was Lamb that got a finger to that.
Lamb got a finger to it, and
That was
Prinsloo
difficult to defend, and Prinsloo throwing himself out at it.
try and catch it. Shows that you're never really out of it until
No.
it's down.
And Pat Thorpe puts enough pressure on it. The throw's gone. Alex Gann all on his own. Is that going to stay in bounds? Yes, it is. And it lands in his lap.
The game.
Oh, what a point to finish on. What a game.
Tell you what, some real big highlight plays. If we're going to be making a highlight reel of this tournament at the end, I think this one will definitely have it.
I think if these two teams are going to be the future of Australian Ultimate, I'm glad I retired.
We've got a couple of good games to watch. I know I know for certain I don't like chasing some of these guys around.
Yeah, well, now, not 100% sure where that leaves teams ranked in the pools. I think Hills will be up there and will probably factor on Sunday. Ballarat maybe not so much, but they can hold their heads high after this performance tonight.
I think they'll push some teams once they kind of fall into their bracket of where they'll finish. I think they'll really have some really tight games, and that culture that we talked about before will help them in those later games because they'll still be wanting to give it all, wanting to really improve and grow as players, and that'll see them take some scalps towards the end of this tournament.
Yeah, fantastic game, fantastic spirit from both teams. Very positive game. Both teams will go away feeling good. So that wraps up a bumper day one of Australian Mixed Ultimate Championships for 7 games in a day, Johnny. Our production crew have gone to earn their rest tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. We'll have Ballarat backing up again in the morning, about 12 hours from now, playing against Project Ladder, Victorian.
That will be a very good game.
That will be an amazing game. If you're going to pick one game tomorrow, pick that one.
A revenge game for Project Lad, maybe.
Yeah. But thanks very much for joining us. Thanks for following Ultimate Frisbee Australia on YouTube. Jonathan Warren White.
It's been a pleasure from almost still Ballarat.
And Simon Talbot signing off for a day. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.